My bookkeeper has gone missing. Hi, my name's Scott Trevethan, and I'm the CEO and founder of Financial Fanatics. I just wanted to take a quick moment to give you some of the reasons why your bookkeeper, especially based in the Philippines, might go missing from time to time. I know how frustrating that can be if you need something for the bank or you need something from a shareholder or a supplier urgently, and your bookkeeper just isn't answering your emails or isn't coming back to you by text or however you normally contact them. It's very frustrating if you can't find your bookkeeper, or perhaps they're just not doing the reconciliations and you weren't really following what they were doing, and all of a sudden you realize I don't think they've been doing much at all. So, what are some of the reasons for that? Now, I'm going to talk specifically about the work from home environment. If you've just got a contracted bookkeeper that you might have got from Upwork or one of the other type of places that give you contracted work, and then I'm going to compare that to the experience that you might receive at a place like Financial Fanatics. So first of all, it could be a blackout or even a brownout, especially in the provinces where continuity of power might not be available all the time. So unlike in our first world countries, and we do have some blackouts here from time to time, they're much more frequent in the countryside of the Philippines, where power might rely on generators or other things to supply a whole area, and it just can't keep up with the demand. Internet is the same on this. You might have trees across lines or interruptions, disruptions to internet services as well. And that can just mean that your bookkeeper goes offline for a certain period of time, but might be a day, might be 2 days, but will come back to you. So if they haven't come back to you for a week or so, it's probably not a blackout or a brownout or an internet issue. They should have been able to rectify that within that 24 to 48 hour period. Now, one thing to note is floodings and typhoons, especially in a country like the Philippines, is very susceptible, and certain parts of the country are more susceptible to the others. Earthquakes are another issue that can sort of run right over places like the Philippines, and it can cause flooding. Their infrastructure, their road system can be a little bit questionable at times, and therefore you'll need to maybe make allowances for there could be some localized flooding. Again, should only be the 1 to 2 days impact on you. If you have noticed that your bookkeeper has disappeared for more than a week, then something else is at foot. Now, something a bit more sinister might be that they're working for another client. It never has been for a Filipino, an industrious bookkeeper in the Philippines to be working full-time for more than one client. If you're only doing a few hours a week for them, that's fine. But they might be really busy with another client and they're just ignoring you, even if it's a fixed rate. If they're working full-time for you, they could still be potentially working for another client as well as you. And there's no way that you're really going to know that because there's no controls or checks that you can put in place other than the fact that maybe they've gone missing for a period of time. Now, one of the excuses that you'll hear is often, there was a sick family member. The family unit in the Philippines is very, very strong, and they are expected to care for each other, especially when they're in the Philippines, but not at risk of losing income. So if you make it clear that whilst you feel bad for them, but they need to be contactable and doing their job in order to keep getting paid, then I'm sure their family would be able to make other arrangements for them, which means that that excuse doesn't really hold a lot of water. Typically, what we are seeing now with the younger generation, if I can use that term, is if they get too stressed or too much work that they feel that they're doing, they can often just take a little holiday, and that might mean, especially if they're on a full-time rate, that they can just disappear for a while. Turn off all connections and have a stress relief break. Obviously, this is not ideal for you, and their definition of a stressful situation might be different to yours. That's often what can happen. We manage this in Financial Fanatics a number of different ways. All of our team members are employees of our company. so they're not contractors, and they are expected to show up at our offices. So we are an office-based bookkeeping service. They will be checking in every day with biometrics to make sure that they are there. No one can sign in for someone else due to the fact that they have to have a thumbprint that comes in, and any absences are questioned and checked up and reviewed. Our supervisors are also in the Philippines. They understand if there's flooding or there's a reason that the team member can't make it in on time or in for that day, they'll know that it is raining outside and the local environment is not conducive to that. We're in a big city, so there's continuity of power always, and in our building there's a generator that can run 24/7 and has done in the past through the latest big typhoon that happened a couple of Christmases ago. Our generator was just running 24/7 and able to supply power and internet to the building as well. We have a number of different suppliers of internet, so if one supplier goes down, we switch immediately to another supplier. We understand how important it is for you to have access to your bookkeeper, or at least to our bookkeeping team, if your bookkeeper is not available, to answer your questions when you need them answered. I hope that shed some light with why your bookkeepers in the Philippines sometimes goes missing. My name's Scott Trevethan. I'm the CEO and founder of Financial Fanatics. Thanks for listening.